Welcome, everybody, to the From Cameras to Couches podcast, back with another weekend roundup. I am Zach Davis.
And I am Emmy Davis.
And we have not a lot to round up, to be completely honest. It's been a quiet weekend as far as movies go. I do have some exterior reports on both of this week's new features, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Mufasa, the prequel to The Lion King.
I feel like I've heard enough buzz about Sonic 3 that I need to watch it.
Yeah,
I've kind of heard nothing but good stuff about it.
Yeah, it's a little wild, but we do have a couple of things that we're actually going to talk about at length. I think at length is probably putting it gracefully, but we did see a couple of things. Primarily, we checked out Carry On Netflix yesterday. This has been a hot drop over the weekend. Just some holiday TSA propaganda, but very, very fun. It was a very fun blast. Frequent.
I do love Jason Bateman.
Yeah, Jason Bateman is really awesome in this. It's just a fun movie for everybody involved with it. Like I was thoroughly glad to be watching this during the holidays. It's a very fun, Die Hard akin kind of watch. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But Carry On. Emily saw Flow over the weekend.
I did see it.
It is out there. It exists. It is flowing effortlessly. But yeah, that's
Kneecap. We watched Kneecap this past week. We were obsessed with Kneecap.
I was trying to think of what the last.
And
last
then
big one is.
did you watch Happiness?
I did watch Happiness.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about Happiness on this podcast.
Okay.
Happiness is a very I will talk about Happiness a little bit on this podcast. Happiness is about anything but. It is full of a lot of wild characters. It mostly follows this cast of three sisters, and them finding different happiness levels in their lives, and the people surrounding them also seeking it out. Philip Seymour Hoffman plays an absolutely disgusting human being in this one. Really weird and wild movie that I cannot really recommend to a lot of people that aren't cinephiles.
Should I watch it?
I think you would be baffled by it initially. I think that on some reflection you would.
Do you think I would
have some?
Would I be grossed out by like a
yes.
Clockwork Orange
level?
Okay. Fun fact.
No. Far from. Damn, I can't remember what the French movie is. The other day, there was a French movie that opens with like a really bizarre, like rape sequence that I saw. I saw some people getting interviewed after seeing it the other day, and it was like back in the 70s. Maybe the 80s, but anyway, moving on. We're not going to be talking about Happiness tonight. I simply do not feel like it.
You mentioned it in passing, and I was wondering if you would discuss it. But
yeah, I do
we'll just focus on Carry On, Flow, and Kneecap.
So
let's news.
Let's talk about a little bit of news. I have heard through the grapevine that Mr. Paul Thomas Anderson is just about ready to wrap up shooting on Vineland, his adaptation. It's very, 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 very exciting.
I love you, Paul Thomas Anderson.
I'm excited to see that.
Speaking of some of our favorite directors, Damien Chazelle doing the Evel Knievel movie, picking Leonardo DiCaprio to play Evel Knievel. How are we feeling about this?
I'm indifferent to it. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. I mean, he got Brad Pitt. Only makes sense.
He got Brad Pitt twice.
Yeah?
No, he didn't. Sorry.
Wait.
I'm thinking of Ryan Gosling, and I'm thinking of Ad Astra, not First Man. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, Damien. I trust you. I trust your creative process, and though some people may not, I'm quite fond of you. It'll be fun. Shortlist for some of the Oscar categories is out. We've talked a little bit about most of these movies. One of them that did show up that I wasn't really expecting on the best documentary list was Dahume, which we saw at the Knoxville Film Festival earlier this year.
That was a very cool thing to see that on the short list. I was like, hey!
Yeah.
I know him.
Mostly anticipated stuff. That none of the big articles were here, but most of the smaller awards were finally reaching the end of the short list, and I'm interested to see how it's going to go. I mean, it's got a couple of rounds before we get the nominations in January, but it'll be fun to see where everything kind of lands.
I'm so excited. I don't think I've ever been this excited for the Oscars.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. We will definitely be doing an Oscars coverage episode.
We should do some Oscars.
We'll get around to it. We certainly will. Okay. Let's talk about some movies. So, do you want to start with Flow, or do you want to...
Yeah, because I don't have much to say, and I just want to get it off my chest, because I feel a little guilty about this one. This is the Latvian international pick for the Oscars, if I'm not mistaken.
For Best Animated
Best
Feature.
Animated Feature. Thank you. And everyone loves it. And it was good. I didn't love it as much as because you guys know, I love animated movies. I don't know. It just didn't hit me the way that I wanted it to. I saw it down at the Regal Downtown West because that was really the only place I could find it. I was super excited to go. One of my first notes from seeing this movie is I do not know if I will have the will to survive 4 more months of the Minecraft movie trailer. It is becoming my nightmare already. I will start showing up to movies.
Well, get ready because they are throwing the whole budget behind the marketing campaign.
I know. I'm so scared.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. I was a little disappointed to hear about Flow. I've been hearing some pretty good things about it over the course of the year, and then I recently heard a podcast in which somebody was talking about it, and that somebody was not necessarily somebody whose opinion I wholeheartedly trust to have like a non-biased, non-emotional approach to something like this.
Was it me?
No, it was not you. You have definitely taken the non-emotional approach to this one,
and I get it. Okay, I'll let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish.
I just don't know about this one. This is not a report I was looking forward to. I haven't really hotly been anticipating this one this year. I'll probably check it out at some point and at least get my own.
I can see myself watching it again to see if I was just tired, if it didn't hit right, whatever.
It was supposedly all made by one guy, animated by one person.
And it was animated on Blender, so it's like animated on a free program too. The water is outstanding.
Yeah,
the animals'
water rendering.
Mannerisms are.
That was another highlight.
Really, like,
I've heard.
Really, really good. Like, I've been spending a lot of time with cats lately, and this cat is a cat. Like, the only thing that they really seem to have superior intelligence in this alternate universe to our animals was that they all know how to, like, drive boats. Like, they all know how to maneuver boats. Yeah. They,
Gotta survive.
It was good. It was, I might have fallen asleep for like a brief 2-minute period. I don't know. Animal sounds are all real, which was cool. For the capybara, who was my favorite character, they actually used a baby camel, but that's the only one that wasn't like an accurate noise. The dogs are fun. I liked the dogs. The group of dogs kind of sucks at some times. They're very, very toxic friend group. I don't know. It's just, I got it. I understood the themes. It was there. It was cool. I can see how it would be incredibly touching. I really liked the Wild Robot more.
Yeah.
And it has no dialogue, which, I don't know, was nice. Also, it just, I don't know, it just didn't throw me the way I wanted it to. I was really, maybe my expectations were too high. And, I'm kind of just ready. Like, I don't know, I've seen Moana 2 and War of the Rohirrim and Flow lately, and I'm really just ready for like The Brutalist and Nosferatu and A Complete Unknown. Like,
thankfully we don't have to wait that long.
I know. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, it's been a dry spell. There was a big rush of a lot of stuff coming out towards the end of November that was really good, and now we're kind of hitting that point, but it's coming, and I keep saying it's coming every single week, but it is truly coming.
Let the anticipation build.
Yeah, this week is Nosferatu, Baby Girl, and A Complete Unknown. Those are all going to be...
Are you going to see Baby Girl? I say this every time. I'm waiting for the answer to change.
Do I have a choice? Probably. Is that choice going to be something that is more dedicated to my well-being or to the well-being of informing the people? I don't know.
I just don't think I can do it. I have no interest
either you or me is going to have to see this movie, and if one of us goes and sees it, both of us are going to go and see it. So
no, I don't want to go see it with you. That's somehow worse.
Okay, well,
I think I would rather see it by myself.
Yeah, do you want to go see it in matching sweaters?
Oh my gosh, no.
Okay, so moving along. Let's stop talking about this. I don't want to talk about Baby Girl anymore.
Nicole Kidman was at the Belcourt this weekend.
Yeah, she sure was.
Moving on, do you want to talk about Carry On?
Let's blast through Carry On real quick. There was a segue I was going to use. I've heard a lot of comparisons of Flow to Mufasa, mostly in that the inciting incident is a flood, and that they have to deal with cats as central characters.
Very biblical flood. Very cool biblical stuff. The whale was cool too. I didn't talk about that.
I've heard it said that it's impressive that Flo was able to accomplish so much made by one guy, while Mufasa is also just kind of a sham, to say the least. I've heard
I would by no means call Flo a sham. Like it's a good movie. Like I said, very moving. Very, like, I can see it. There are some very beautiful shots. Like, truly, like, the water is so astonishingly gorgeous. Anyways, that's all I have to say about Flo.
Okay, moving out of that, Megan saw Mufasa this weekend. She said it was pretty middling. She all but got dragged to go see it. God bless. We will probably not be covering Mufasa. Catch this one when it comes to the DVD bargain bin near you. Moving on, let's talk about Carry On a little bit. So, Carry On is this Netflix original thriller that's directed by a guy that I believe he did The Shallows. He's done like some very B horror movie stuff over the past several years that is very, very much culmination of all the genre stuff that it is before, or that comes before it. Carry On is definitely a culmination of a lot of things, and I think it ultimately is a pretty
he's
fun
done a
watch.
lot. Okay, hold on. Orphan, The Shallows, Unknown, House of Wax.
Yeah.
He's done a lot. Okay. Yes, I'm familiar with his game.
Okay, so Carry On is just an absolutely joyous trip through like ridiculous circumstances.
I love movies like this.
I had way more fun with this movie than I expected to. I
nonstop, so like, and just
great thriller, genuinely great holiday travel thriller. Like surrounded by the anxiety of holiday travel, particularly in airports.
I mean, this guy's like he's a TSA agent. Like he's working the metal, or no, he does work the metal detector, but he's working the X-ray machine. That's what I'm looking for. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I hate TSA.
Yeah, it's
And at some point, like, the cops come in and shut the whole TSA down, and like all the people just get so mad, and you just are sympathizing with all the TSA guys at this point because you are familiar with their characters. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, they're just doing their job.
Yeah,
they suck though.
It's TSA propaganda for sure. But it's very fun. It follows, like Emily was saying, this TSA agent who finds out that his girlfriend is pregnant at the holidays. They don't really celebrate the holidays. He's going into work. He's trying to push a little harder and get a promotion. He gets targeted by this terrorist who is trying to... I'm not going to spoil exactly what his goal is, but he's trying to get a carry-on bag into a plane. And he tells him that if he doesn't let the carry-on bag through TSA, that he's going to shoot his pregnant girlfriend. So it just becomes like this cat and mouse game of these two guys that are in this job kind of going head-to-head with each other and trying to figure each other out. Jason Bateman plays the antagonist in this very well. Very, very fun to watch him just kind of...
I love Jason Bateman.
Just kind of be the bad guy, because he doesn't really get a whole lot of opportunity to do that unless it's just like passive personality thing.
I was going to say, like, Juno's the only thing that I've really seen him in that he's like not...
Yeah,
my favorite.
He is outright bad in this one,
he's a bad guy,
which is really fun. It's a fun watch. So overall, Carry On. If you've got 2 hours to spare and you want to kill some time on Christmas or something like that, this is a genuinely fun watch. This is total,
and it's on Netflix, so it's very accessible.
Yeah, I found it to be quite fun. So
not like too dark. Like I feel like mom would be able to watch this movie and like it.
Yeah, I think she'd...
I think you could watch this with the whole family.
Yeah, it's very...
maybe not the little kids, but...
Almost got some 24 vibes to it, but not as bureaucratized, I guess. It's very fun. And regardless, I highly recommend this one. It's just a fun watch. Okay, the big one. This is the one we've been, listening to music from all week. Haven't been able to get it out of our heads. Let's talk about Kneecap.
Let me take this for a second. So we finished the Indiana Jones podcast, and you guys know I was so excited to play the Indiana Jones game. And Zach goes, "No, we're gonna watch a movie first." And I was like, "Ugh, I want to play Indiana Jones." And he turns on this movie, And he was like, we can stop it at some point and play Indiana Jones.
Within the first 4.5 minutes, you were like, I am not stopping.
It's so good. This is easily in my top 5 movies that I've seen this year. Yeah. Probably in my top 3. Like, I'm looking at like a Nora, Memoir of a Snail, and this. I
truly,
love
like
Kneecap.
One of the most fun watches I've had this year.
And oh my gosh, not only such a fun watch, but a real group and like a mostly real story. Yeah. Like a little bit it was fabricated.
Kind of fun flying blind into this, and I purposefully did not tell Emily anything about this before we started watching it, but basically it follows these 2 kids and this one music teacher who form a rap group.
He's not a music teacher. He's a Irish teacher.
Oh, thank you.
Gaelic.
And I'm pretty positive he's a music teacher at some point in the movie, but we won't get hung up on the details.
They go to the music room.
He's teaching the kids music, I swear. There's a point because he comes back in hungover the next morning and all the kids are playing music to him and he doesn't like it, and then he has to teach them how to sing the Irish song for the big convention.
But isn't that just because he's the Irish teacher?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What does it matter? Stop questioning me. I'm right. So it follows these 2 kids that meet this guy and they start producing music together. They're all native Irish speakers, Gaelic, and they are trying to preserve the Irish language. They have this agenda
of like making this modern music for people to listen to that in native Irish, because at this point England is trying to basically be like, no, you guys don't get your own language, you're part of us.
Yeah, so basically they do this as like a show of force. They try to get a bunch of kids to start listening to their music. Anyway, this movie absolutely slaps, and I didn't tell Emily that it was the people that play the characters in this movie are the real characters,
and they helped write and direct
from the rap group. It's pretty awesome, and for this to be like a debut feature is mind-blowing. It is unbelievably good.
Ireland's national pick.
Thoroughly unique in the way that it handles itself within like the music biopic.
It does like a Scott Pilgrim versus the World thing where like they throw up words on the screen and like this animated style that is just so scrumptious.
Yeah, very cartoony. Most of the music from this is in native Irish. That does not stop it from being like complete banger after banger. And it's just so
you can listen to him. Go to Kneecap on Spotify.
There's a special little thing like when you're not just when you're listening to the music, but when you're seeing it, whether it be in a dramatized version of it or seeing it live or seeing it through cell phone video or something, but seeing people creating the music and having the reaction to creating the music and like, oh, we did something, is always awesome. And this one has just moment after moment after moment like that.
Watching the teacher fall into the persona of the DJ.
DJ Provi.
Provi, thank you.
Or Provi.
Provi.
DJ Provi.
It is so enjoyable because like at first he's super apprehensive and he's like, no one can see my face, I can't come out on stage, and he like hides in the corner when they perform.
Not a guy that looks like he would be a part of any rap group ever.
That was kind of my favorite part.
Like a 3rd grade teacher.
My favorite part about learning that this was like real and those are the real people was like the fact that he was actually the guy. Like this is not just some like borderline School of Rock thing or School of Rock mixed with Here Comes the Boom, where this teacher becomes this big DJ or whatever. It's actually so cool that it's real.
Yeah, it is a very big blast. I've not broken the magic seal of looking into how true to form the story is because I don't want to. I don't need to. I'm just having a fun time with the delusion of these guys, being these characters. But regardless, this movie absolutely rules. I've only been able to find it on rent digitally so far, or for purchase or rent digitally. So if you get the opportunity, seek this one out. It'll probably be on streaming, I would say, before the Oscars, so they can get a little bit of a push. I wouldn't be
surprised. I feel like Max will probably get this or something.
Yeah, I would not be shocked to see it on Amazon Prime or something like that. But it is 100% worth the watch. You will be like humming Irish lyrics to yourself for the rest of the week. As
Irish rap, like If Aaron Burns, this is for you. If you know the song "We Johnny," this is based like that could be used as a synopsis of this. I love, and there's just so much. Like we do when we do our highlights, we always say like entertaining, enlightening, both. This is both. It enlightened me so much about like the Irish language culture and the fight that they are going through to like deal to speak their own language. That's so crazy.
Ireland's history is like totally storied with stuff like that. I mean, just across,
every year I end up obsessed with an Irish movie, and this year it's Kneecap.
Yeah, the entirety of like British-Irish culture war is still very alive and still very real today, and it's kind of amazing because like you don't expect that kind of stuff to be as much of an issue nowadays, but it sure is, and it sure is in a lot of different places.
And there's so much about this movie that I loved, and so much that I learned from it.
Yeah, it's a thoroughly enjoyable movie. It's like Dahomey on coke, 100%. It's like people grappling with the idea of what it means to lose their culture and what they do to fight against that. And so much more than just like the discussion of, do we do this peacefully? Do we do it as a sign of war? Have there been enough bullets fired in this war? There's all kinds of excellent commentary in here. So it's just...
And also, there's a lot of fun drug sequences.
Oh my god. There is no absence of drug sequences.
They do the drug sequences so well. Oh my gosh, I can't talk about it without spoiling it, but like there are some really great ones.
Yeah, it is a really fun, just rip-roarious time of a movie, and you will be locked in instantly. It's such a blast. It will have you by the neck by the time you start it. Okay, well that's Kneecap, and I guess we don't have too much else to talk about. So what we will be doing this week is we'll be doing the Holdovers as our weekly highlight. That will probably be showing up Wednesday or Thursday. With Wednesday being Christmas, I'm not sure I want to release on Christmas just yet. So we'll probably be putting that up on Thursday afternoon. Other than that, we're just going to keep cruising. This week we are going to be seeing Nosferatu. Baby Girl is still up in the air, as you have previously heard.
A Complete Unknown.
Complete Unknown is the final one. Let me get there.
I'm gonna see my boy.
We will definitely be checking out all of those, and we'll be back with another report next week. But until then, wishing you a very, very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, warm winter weather.
Enjoy your family festivities, so on and so forth. Watch the Holdovers before our podcast comes out about it, because it will be after Christmas that I release the podcast on. Watch Carry On as well.
Kneecap.
Just watch movies all day on Christmas. Open presents, have some food, watch movies, help your family
cocoa.
clean up the dishes. That's all I request of you. Have a good time. Spoil yourself with the love of your family.
Yeah.
And those around you. And we will be doing just the same. So you guys have a Merry Christmas, and we will catch you on the other side.
Adios.
Bye.
Feliz Navidad.
Prospero año y felicidad.